Oh, hello. I didn't notice you there. I was just resting my long legs. It is tiring being 6'5" after all. Now I know I can be pretty intimidating. I mean, it's understandable. Look at you. Of course you would be intimidated by me. But believe it or not, you could be living the life of luxury just like me. All you need is a world editor. Oh, you don't have one? That's sad. I guess a peasant like you wouldn't be able to afford.
This isn't what it looks like. Okay, so maybe I lied about my height online, but I'm still a builder, and I do have a world editor. Here, come with me. Girls love a tradesman. Now, let me introduce you to my world editor. Hi. Now, he knows all the commands, so I'll leave it to him. First thing you want to do is get a wand, or a wooden axe. Ooh. To make a room, you're going to want to drill down to 2 different positions at a diagonal, and then this will be the area that the room is created in. You're going to want to right-click one corner and left-click the other, with the wand being out. You can also walk over to each position and type in these codes. This is helpful when you're building up in the area and don't have anything to click on. From here, just type //set and then any material you want it to change into. I started by making a huge block of stone, making sure it wasn't too prominent from the outside, and then I hollowed it out with air. By doing this, I don't have to redo all the walls to be the same material, and now I can make a dome using my sphere command. Look, I know you can't really see much here, but I'm using trial and error to find center. Once I find that, I put down a line of shroom lights to save my spot and offer the teeniest amount of light. Now when I continue making the dome, I'm going to have to put a G mask on, which stands for global mask, and I'm going to mask the stones so my shroom lights don't disappear in my sphere of air. Are you getting all this? Should I slow down or something? Just rewatch the video if you don't get it. Wow, really helpful, dude. Why don't you teach them how brushes work? Okay, grab any tool, and you're going to set the brush by putting in this command. Our G mask is still set to stone, so it should work fine. And then you simply paint it on. Brushes come in sizes 1 through 6, and you right click where you want it to appear. They also work at any distance. Now that you can actually see, I'm using a new brush in purple with a smaller radius, and I'm also going to have to change the G mask so it'll show up on top of the magenta. I could have avoided replacing these blocks by using a cylinder brush instead of a sphere brush, but that would only go 1 row at a time, and I'm not that smart. So anyways, I continue switching brushes until I'm done, so I'm just gonna shut up now. It's a bit dark in here. Seriously, the bats are gonna start shitting everywhere. Speaking of bats, what the fuck are these things? I thought Minecraft bats used to look like this. When did these things come out? It's like a fucking jump scare. Old news, dude. Next I'm creating a ledge to the dome and I'm putting it in by hand. Now I'm putting in candles on the edge of the ledge for some extra light. I start just by placing some down and lighting them up, and then when I go all the way around, I figure out that 4 candles, it was way brighter than just 1, and I wanted them to be uniform, so I go back in and make them all 4. I could have done this using a command, but I refuse to explain it to you. Let's just say if you put in the first command only, it'll make a hole in the wall. If you put in the first 2 commands, then the candles are going to stack like they're in Harry Potter, and if you do all 3, they'll only show up on the stone. Now I'm going in and I'm putting in some end rods on the ceiling to look kind of like stars, and I like the way they twinkle. Now, because I'm incredibly indecisive, I decided to turn the ceiling into a darker color. Then I go in and I create more of a ledge around the edge, so it looks kind of like you're peering into the sky. There's little secrets up there. Now I'm going in and I'm creating some windows. I'm creating some rooms off to the side that I'm going to make into giant terrariums. This involves some math to get the spacing right, so good luck. I go in and I hollow them out using the set command, and then I turn the ceiling into the Viridian frog lights so that you can see. Then I go in and make the walls stone, and I start thinking about window designs. This is me thinking really hard, and then I decide simple is better because I want to see through them. Incredible. So I go in and I make them all just corners. And then go in and fill them with glass. I think cyan looks the best. That's great. Good for you. Now I'm adding a layer of lights to the floor inside these rooms, and then I'm filling them with water at the bottom. Then I start replacing the walls with chiseled quartz. Now, like how I made the room, I'm gonna create a giant block of quartz brick into the floor, and then I'm gonna fill the center of it with water. I'm adding the Viridian frog lights to the bottom and around the edge. And then I use the end rods again for some chandeliers in the corner. I add some little candles in the corner where it gets dark. And then I make some quartz pillars on each side. And here you have it. I'm going to create some windows at the end as well. I'm going to put a main window in the middle and 2 small ones on the side. I knock out the corners and do the same thing as I did for the other ones. Then I go inside and light up the room the exact same way as the others. One final look. I decide that the water is too deep, so I just create a layer of Viridian lights. And that's that. Some final looks. Now, tune in next week if you want to see this turn into this.
Bye.